And welcome to another California Guy video with your boy California Guy. What's up everybody and welcome to this video. This video is entitled Why Voting Matters in the Black Community. Now, and why New Possibilities is right. Now, I've been checking out Black YouTube as of late, and the whole argument is that voting does not matter in the community. I'm out here right now. I'm on my daily walk, so forgive the traffic because I'm doing a little exercise. Now, I've been hearing for a couple of weeks on Tariq Nasheed's radio show, Dr. Boyce, Walkins, and Umar Johnson has stated that voting doesn't mean nothing. You know, black people should stay at home, that the Democratic Party hasn't done nothing for black people. Now, I could counter each one of these arguments real quick. Voting. People like New Possibilities, myself, and other people, up to the upper echelon, like Al Sharpton, Roland Martin, and all them, they're not saying to vote for Democrats. If you don't want to vote for a Democrat, that's fine. You can vote for a Republican. What we're saying is you need to vote your interests. Getting out there to vote is important for the community. It helps to solve problems with certain politicians. It helps to solve problems with health. It helps to solve problems with even jobs, racism, and all that. Voting, we don't get ahead when we don't vote. Now, you got different people that has a difference of opinions. They're saying, well, you know, your vote don't count. Black people's votes don't matter. The reason why Tariq Nasheed and all them New Possibilities is criticizing them, and I'm even criticizing them also. It doesn't take away from what their message is on other issues. Have they said good things against for black people? Yes, they have said good things. But they made an error in judgment when they pointed out that people should not vote, which was stupid, you know, to say. I'm sorry, it was dumb. It made no sense. They had no point. Why do a protest vote? For what? So it made what did it benefit us by doing a protest vote against Hillary Clinton or the Democrats? It meant nothing, because guess what? Without voting, and I said this in my last video, without voting, you gave access to the Supreme Court, federal judges that could impact the nation, impact you, and many others. Freedom of speech, all that goes in the hands of voting your interests. A lot of you guys pointed out in some videos, I'm not going to say names, you point out and say stuff like, well, Tariq and them, why are you criticizing Tariq and Umar because these are good men and all that? Nobody says they're bad men, but they're telling people not to vote. Now, all you people do YouTube videos. Almost every last one of you do YouTube videos. Think about this. YouTube videos is freedom of speech. You get on here, you can say whatever you want to say. Now, that being said, excuse me people because I'm out, when you make a decision not to vote, guess what happens? They start to take your freedom of speech perhaps away from the media, from the internet. They can start putting certain things in place through the courts, the federal courts, the Supreme Court, maybe attacking freedom of speech. I'm sorry. These are things that you guys are not thinking about. You're only thinking about your own selfish, petty ways. I don't like this politician. I don't like that politician. You guys went in harder on Hillary Clinton than you did Donald Trump, a man that has fascist behaviors. And Tariq knew it. Tariq knew it. He misinformed a lot of you guys on the social media by saying, oh, we need to do this, we need to do that. He misinformed you. They already, if voting wasn't so important, why would they have voter ID laws in certain states? Why do they redistrict in black communities? Why did they take the districting away? See, I want people to upload videos, make comments, and challenge me or anybody else to that baloney. Because I could counter each and every black person in this YouTube part. Because of you guys, we got a fascist Hitler as president. And you guys are saying, well, he can't do no harm. When you Negroes don't have the access to being on the internet and uploading videos talking against whatever you want to talk about, whether you're a coon, whether you're a pro-black, whether you're in the middle, your freedoms is now in danger through other means, through the courts, through legislations, through the states, all that. He has power. And for you guys to say, well, it's not the end of the world, is very foolish. And when you guys don't have access to certain things, do not complain about this. This man has enough juice to do damage for the next 2 years. These are facts. And so Tariq, Nasheed, Boyce, Walkins fooled you guys because you watched some fucking videos. That's what it is. You watch fucking videos, movies that you guys should have already have seen when you guys were kids. I don't need to see Hidden Colors to know anything about black history because I am black history. I know black history. I've read about African princes and Moors way before he came on. I'm happy that he's awakening other black people, but it's not so serious to where I'm going to endanger the lives of black people and our personal civil liberties, like affirmative action, which the Republican Party and the right wing wants to chip away when it comes to jobs. If you guys got kids that's going to universities and college, and guess what happens? They may not get accepted because you may have some dean or somebody like that, or the school policy may be that you got to go by your testing. It may not be fair. It may be one-sided. They may be one-sided because based on race. You may score higher than maybe a kid that's non-black, but because they're looking at race, they ignore that black kid and put the other kid in there. Little things like that. Or you guys, we've been talking about police brutality the last couple of years. But if you have a Supreme Court that give the cops more powers and federal powers into different states where they can stop and frisk you anytime you want to, that's how much damage Donald Trump could do. It may not be the end of the world where the sea is flooding with blood, but it will be detrimental to our way of life with this man becoming the president of the United States of America. That's why you have so many people protesting right now, and they're devastated because this man has not only made inappropriate comments, but it's his policies. You guys are looking at it from the outside. I want somebody to challenge me, and this is a challenge to any black on YouTube, including LA, because LA made a point to do these videos and shows calling black people stupid. But I'm gonna ask LA this. Here's a challenge. Explain Hillary Clinton's policies, of her policies against black people, and explain Donald Trump's policies for black people. Break down those arguments so that we can understand why we had to stay home. Break their policies down. Each policy, starting from the Supreme Court all the way to the economic plans that both of them have. Break those down. Because I'm curious to want to know why is it that black people are stupid because they want to exercise their right to vote, and because we're criticizing a man like Tariq Nasheed, who is a person that's already rich. He don't give a shit about the next black man, because if he did, he would be telling you to vote so that everybody can share the same thing that he has. But when he says stuff like, oh, we don't need to vote, Dr. Boyce Walkins, oh, you don't need to vote because they ain't did nothing for you. Them niggas is rich. We are people that's regular, everyday people that's trying to make it and get to where they're at. And we can't get there if we're getting held back by politicians. And you guys are saying voting doesn't matter. That we're supposed to look to what these three black men who will not protest, by the way, who doesn't protest, they don't be in the forefront. They do not do, and people said Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Well, here's the difference, though, between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They got out there and they did their thing. They was out there with the people when the shit was breaking down. They were out there when the police officers and the FBI agents was in public. Their faces were seen. These niggas here is on the internet, on radio shows, talking shit, telling black men and women to do this and that, but won't get out there in the forefront. Hell, even Tavis Smiley has been out there in the forefront. Al Sharpton has been out there in the forefront. Roland Martin have. All these people that so-called Uncle Toms have been out there. Them niggas ain't gonna get hit. Them niggas ain't ready to die. Them niggas ain't gonna get shot. They're not gonna get hit with nightsticks for nobody. I don't care what no black man or woman say up in this so-called sector. Ain't nobody ready to die for their people. So if you're not ready to die for your people, then we need to tell these niggas to shut the fuck up. Because they're not ready to die. They're not ready to get in front of that bullet like Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers. They were ready to die for their cause. Nobody's ready to die. So if you're not ready, if you're not embracing death, then, you know, talking shit on your computer and doing a few donations means absolutely zero. And misinforming black people into not voting or voting and shaming them because they're voting, which makes no sense. Now, I'm not saying you have to vote for the Democratic Party. You can vote for Republican or Independent, whatever, but use your rights. I'm hoping that, and I know I don't get a lot of views or I don't go viral up in this black sector, but I'm hoping that a black person who listens to this video, any black person, that they will not listen to Tariq Nasheed, Boyce Walkins, Umar Johnson, or Jason Black with that not voting shit. I hope that they go out there and do some real activism and not listen to bullshit, because we could all sit around and point out about how many black men are getting killed by cops. But what are we going to do about that? Are we going to get on that ground? Are we going to get there? Is a few people ready to die for their cause? Are they ready to die for policy? For their kids and grandkids to have a peaceful future? So until they ready, what they got to say don't mean shit. And New Possibilities could criticize them. I'm criticizing them. I don't care. Many videos can be made and call names, but I care more about black people's, well, their black people's lives than for some fuck niggas that's sitting up here telling people not to vote and get some asshole in office that's a racist and a person that wants to take away certain things or try to keep people back. Another thing, there's an open Supreme Court seat. You guys don't pay attention. With a Supreme Court, if that shit balances, if that court tilts to the right, that is damage to the country. Because if it tilts to the right, like I said, that could impact everybody for decades. Judges don't leave. Even after Donald Trump is done, he could win 2 terms, 8 terms. I mean, not 8 terms, I'm sorry. He could be in there 8 years like Obama. But guess what? His judges keeps going. He gets judges young enough that's in their 40s or 50s that believe in what he believes in. Guess what? We'll have to deal with that shit for years to come. He could pack up the court up to 4 people. We have elderly court members right now that's really old, and he could pack those up. I know you guys don't care. You say, well, I don't give a fuck. But when you don't get to be on YouTube and you can't use your freedom of speech, and they start to crack down and put regulation on the internet, because that could happen. And they've been talking about regulating the internet for a long time in speech. YouTube is already coming down on people saying certain things. You guys are already complaining about YouTube's new policies. Guess what? You have judges and people like that that wants to restrict your rights, then you guys will see. So you guys have to feel it. You black folk have to feel it. So you guys don't believe it because you guys are not feeling it at this point. Because you're believing propaganda from so-called black men that has not put in that kind of work. And Boyce Walkins ain't gonna get hit by nobody. Boyce Walkins and Tariq ain't doing shit. So I'm gonna end this video off. You guys could so-called roast and cook me and say what you're gonna say or block, whatever. It don't really matter because I care more about black people than all you guys do. Because if you cared about black people, you would not call black people stupid for not voting. Each person should be respected. If you guys don't want to vote, that's on you. But other black people should vote. Should not encourage other black people not to vote. That is wrong, and that's borderline coon behavior. Peace out.